Hey everyone, my name's Ad, currently Fat Lad Ad, but hopefully for not too much longer because I'm on a quest to become Fit Lad Ad in the not too distant future. I'm doing this largely through a calorie controlled diet, which at the moment consists of MyProtein meal replacement shakes, which I have swapped in place of my normal breakfast and lunch, and then following that up with a sensible evening meal. I'm also trying to incorporate exercise into my plan, and I'm doing that through running, which at the moment I'm trying to complete a beginner running program called None to Run, and through cycling, which is mostly of the virtual variety using my turbo trainer and a subscription to Zwift. I'm using a calorie tracking app called NutriCheck to track every calorie I consume and every calorie I burn through exercise. Coming up in this special edition of Fat Lad Ad to Fit Lad Ad, I'm going to talk to you about my goals for season 2. Specifically, how I've broken them down, what they are, how I'm going to measure them, and most importantly, how I'm going to report back to you on my progress as we go through the season. Before all that though, please take a minute to like the video, and if you're not already, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel, because every subscription really does help keep me motivated. It really helps to know that there are people out there who are actually interested in following along on my quest to become Fit Lad Ad. Now that's out of the way, let's talk about my goals for season 2. In the first season of these vlogs, I didn't really set out any specific goals. Along the way, I maybe talked about some off-the-cuff remarks in terms of completing certain running programs or losing a certain amount of weight before a certain amount of time, but I didn't really set them out properly so that I'm keeping track of them and can be fully accountable to you people who you can sling mud at me in the comments for not managing to do them, or praise me hopefully for managing to do them successfully. That's all going to change for season 2 though, as I've been inspired by other weight loss YouTubers that I've been watching over the last few months. So I'm going to set out some very specific, very measurable goals, which I intend to report back on progress every Friday in my results show. Firstly, let's talk about goal categories. I've settled on 3 categories of goals for the season, and they're based around the kind of things that I hope to be doing in season 2. Now the first category is health and lifestyle. Now this is a bit more of an open category than the other categories coming up, and it allows me to set goals which are both about improving my health and well-being, as well as certain lifestyle opportunities or goals that might come up in the future. Now the next category is running goals. Now running goals should be fairly self-explanatory, but it just gives you an idea that I am going to keep focusing on running as one of my primary modes of exercise in this new season. The final category, at least for now, is cycling. This will come as no surprise to anybody, as along with losing weight, getting back into long distance cycling was one of the main reasons I started this channel, and it is definitely going to be one of my main focuses on this coming season. Now let's talk about timescales. I've decided to further break down this matrix of goals into 3 timescale categories: a short, a medium, and essentially a season-long category. And I'm going to create a goal in each category and in each timescale. So what are these goals going to be then? And the first goal in my health and lifestyle category is basically going to be to try and shake off my hip/leg injury. Now, I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to be able to shake it off completely, because it does keep reoccurring, but I'm going to hopefully learn to live with it, hopefully change my running style, whatever it is, to be able to, get through my exercise without it hurting too much and not making it any worse, because even at its worst, it's not too bad. My medium goal for the health and welfare category may change because I'm not in love with it, but I decided to incorporate a little bit of walking. And specifically, I would quite like to climb a mountain. Having failed to do one in the Lake District in the summer, or rather the late autumn, the early autumn, I'd quite like to get out there and prove to myself that I can actually climb a big hill. And I'd probably do this on my own, but I'm thinking Snowdon's not too far away, so that could be an option in the spring as the weather improves. My long-term goal in my health and lifestyle category is basically weight loss related, but I didn't want to set a specific number on the scales, nor did I want to set like a BMI. I do have those targets in mind, but they are more for like the end of the journey rather than the end of the season. So what I've come up with is, again, borrowing from some ideas from other YouTubers that I watch, is to have a set, well, not a set, but a specific item of goal clothing. And that is a t-shirt which my wife bought me back in sort of 2014, right at the peak of my cycling basically. And it's a Rafa t-shirt, a Rafa Wigo t-shirt. I'll show some footage of me trying it on now. Basically, I've only been able to wear this t-shirt one or two times in my life. When she bought it for me, it was very small. Rafa clothing is notoriously stingy when it comes to sizing, so it didn't fit me. But I have worn it a couple of times, and those were mainly around when I was doing my real long distance cycling. So I essentially wore it. The one time I remember definitely wearing it was the day before I did Ride London in 2014. If I remember, I'll try and bring up a picture of myself and my wife at the sort of exhibition on the day before that Ride London where I've got that t-shirt on. So yeah, it's very tight, as you can see from at the moment, and I think I'll probably have to lose a good bit of weight to be able to get into it. I don't remember what weight I was when I last wore it, but I know I was significantly lighter than I am now, but I still wasn't as light as I want to be to sort of finish this journey completely. So let's talk about running goals next then. And my short-term running goal is fairly obvious. It's something that I wanted to do before Christmas, really, in season 1, and that is to complete the program of None to Run, and that will be completed when I have successfully managed 3 25-minute continuous back-to-back runs. The medium term for my running then is a continuation on that, is to basically get to 5k, but rather than just say get to 5k, I want to have done it in an official event, and probably the best way to do that, which will give me the most opportunities, is to take part in one of the park runs, specifically the Shrewsbury Park Run, which I've never done before. I have done a couple of park runs before and I really enjoyed them. So this goal will be to complete a Shrewsbury Park Run, and that means to complete it without stopping. And then I struggle to think of a long-term running goal because I don't know where I want to go after completing a 5k. I thought about maybe just saying do 10k, or to have run a certain distance over the 6 months, but I didn't want to set and you'll see this with cycling, I didn't want to set like a total miles distance. So I've decided to basically say that my long-term end of season goal would have been to have beaten my previous parkrun best. At the moment of me filming this, I can't remember what that was. So if I remember, when I go downstairs to edit this, I will try and log into the parkrun website and show you what it was. Now, I know I have done faster 5Ks before just on training, but the parkrun 5K time is something official, and I want to basically improve on that time. I think I set my best time in 2016, which was the last time I was able to successfully complete a parkrun. I have tried since then and failed. So so 2016 time, I think it was around 30 minutes, but I'll put the time up if I remember. Here, if you don't see a time, it was about 32 minutes, I believe. Finally then, my cycling goals. And as I said, I didn't want to set goals that would just cycle so many miles in the month or whatever. I wanted to make goals that would help me get to long distance cycling without specifying must have done a long distance cycle, basically. Having said all that, my first goal is to basically do a 30-kilometre ride on Zwift. I'm not too far away from doing that, so that's probably a goal I'm going to complete fairly quickly, maybe even this week, but we'll see. The medium-term goal for cycling is going to be much more challenging, and that is to complete a race on Zwift. And when I say complete, I'm going to say not come last, essentially. I mean, I know I'm going to be in the bottom category, but I don't want to come last. If I've come last, I fail, because I can essentially just take part in a race, spin my legs for the time and the distance, and you know, it wouldn't mean anything. So I want to specifically make a goal that I don't come last. So my final and my long-term goal for cycling is to basically find either a cycle club or a small group of cyclists, or even just another cyclist in the area who I can cycle with regularly, hopefully. But the goal would be to essentially complete one ride with them. And that will hopefully set me on my way to doing long distance cycling, because I need to be in a group really to do long distance cycling. I have done long distance cycles on my own, but to help me get there, I think I probably need to do some group rides. So that's my initial set of 9 goals, but it's not as simple as that, because as you can see, some of those goals are quite short term and the season is 6 months. So my plan is, as I complete the short term goals, hopefully complete the short term goals, I'll swap them out for new short term goals, as long as there's enough time left in the season for me to realistically complete the goal. So if I complete like a 1 to 3 month goal, but it's not until month 4, I'm probably not going to set another one, but we'll see. It depends what it is. In terms of how I'm going to report and track the progress of these goals, the black bars above each square allow me to show you which ones have been completed and which ones haven't. So if it stays black like it is now, it's not completed. If it's fully bright green, it's completed. But with some of the goals, I'm able to put a progress towards. So the bar can be a progress bar, and I will indicate how close I am to finishing. For example, the 30-kilometer ride on Zwift, I did a 25-kilometer ride the other day. So you could say I'm sort of 85%, whatever percentage 25 kilometers of 30 kilometers is, towards finishing that goal. In terms of the completed short-term goals, as they get dropped off the list, I will put a number in the bottom right-hand corner of each square to indicate the number of goals I've completed in that category, essentially. I hope this is a good system. I think there's room for improvement, so it may evolve over the season, but I hope you viewers get something from watching me tick these goals off in the results show and see my progress continue. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it inspires you to set some goals of your own. And if you have, or if you are going to, why not drop them in the comments and let me know what they are? Or if you've got some ideas of future goals that I can set myself, then also drop them in the comments. I've got a list of my own, sort of like a queue, if you like, of goals to be replaced in, to swap into these squares as they get completed. But I'm more than happy to see some of your suggestions, and I'll add them to the list if I think they will work for me. Why not watch one of my other videos, maybe the one that the YouTube algorithm is recommending in the tile on the left below. Or if you're new to the channel, why not go back and watch the entire season 1 playlist, which YouTube has put in the tile on the right, and you can watch me lose the best part of 3 stone in about 17 weeks. For now though, I'll catch you in the next video.